The hardest part of modeling this pendant isn't the crystal or the chain, it's getting this cube frame to look this clean. Let me show you how. So we want to build this cube frame, and if you think about it, it's basically just edges, there are no faces. Now the easiest way to do that is actually with a skin modifier, but you will notice that the corners end up a little too round. You can see the difference. So to get like this sharp edges cube, we are going to use a mirror modifier, which gives us much more control over the sharpness. Now start with a cube. We are going to build just one corner and mirror it across all three axes. Add an empty. This empty will be the center point of the cube. So move the cube over Y and Z so it sits at one corner position relative to the empty. Extrude these faces to build a quarter of the cube frame. You are essentially building one corner and letting the mirror do the rest. Add a mirror modifier, so set the mirror object to the empty and enable Y and Z. Delete the faces where the mirrors connect, then apply the modifier. You will notice the cube is around 18 meters, which is obviously huge, and we will set everything to the right scale once the whole scene is built. For now, just set the origin to geometry so you can scale it down a little. Now add a bevel modifier to sharpen the corners slightly. And delete the empty, we don't need it anymore. Now for the crystal, add a cylinder and scale it down to roughly the size you want it to sit inside the cube. We're going to shape it into something like a faceted gem. It doesn't need to be technically perfect. Select the top edge loop and extrude upward, then keep adjusting the edges until you get the shape that feels good. Now we need to build the arc, and I want to show you the right way to do this, because if you bevel randomly, you will end up with something like this. And I will show you exactly how to get like this round balanced edge. So start with a cube, scale to give it some width, and switch the pivot to 3D cursor to add height. Now add a second cube and scale it so the width is roughly twice the height. And this proportion is intentional. It's what gives the arc that clean, balanced look. Now apply a Boolean modifier using the second cube as a cutter, then delete it. Now select these two edges and add a bevel, then scale slightly on Y and scale the height until the proportion looks right. Now press K to use a knife tool to clean up the topology. And this step is important. Without it, the arc will collapse once we add a subdivision surface. Now select the sharp edges and add a bevel. Then add a subdivision surface. And now you have a clean, smooth arc. Now we want to place the cube and the crystal in their position on the arc. So rotate and move them until the cube is sitting centered and the crystal is clearly visible inside the frame. Take your time, and once you're done, we are ready to build the chain path. Now this part is important to understand because this is the curve that the actual path the chain links will follow. So add any mesh object and merge all vertices down to a single vertex. So press M, merge at center. Now extrude this vertex to draw the shape of the chain path. And keep extrusions flat. We don't want the chain to be twisted in 3D space. And make sure that the path sits slightly away from the arc surface because the links are going to wrap around this path, and if it's too close, they will overlap. Now add a subdivision surface to smooth the path out. Then check if any vertices are sitting too close to the arc. If they are, then add a bevel, Control B, then V. Now the last thing we need is one single chain link. We are not building the whole chain now, just one loop that geometry nodes will duplicate across the entire path in the next video. Add a plane, and extrude it slightly. These two faces, inset them, then delete those faces to create the opening. Now select the two open edge loops, right click, and from loop tools select bridge. Now everything is done. In the next video, we are going to take the path into geometry nodes and spread the chain links across the entire path to build the full chain.